I lost over 200 pounds fully naturally, no surgery, pills, nothing crazy like that. And I have been sharing my story of how I did it on my channel. This is part 3 of a 3-part series. In part 1, I shared about kind of my childhood and how I found myself at weighing 352 pounds at the age of 23. In part 2, I shared what happened once I started my weight loss journey all the way up until finishing it. And then today, I'm going to be sharing what happened after I hit my goal weight all the way up until to now, almost 13 years later. My name is Tiffany. Welcome to my channel, Confidence Currency. In this channel, I really share all about how I have learned to lose weight and maintain weight loss in a way that is sustainable and realistic for the everyday person, because that is who I am. So if you have weight to lose or you have low weight loss to maintain, I'm glad you're here and I hope you stick around. So almost 13 years ago, I hit my goal weight, right? Confetti, everyone's excited because that's what everybody yearns for, right? They have that number in their head and I hit it. It took me 2.5 years to lose that 212 pounds. And for me at the time, my goal weight was like 140 and I hit it. And it was great. It wasn't what I thought it was necessarily going to be, but I was so incredibly proud. I never knew when I started off if I would be able to get there. And so being able to get there was great. And I stayed there for quite a while. And then, I went through some life. So when I originally started my weight loss journey, I was single. And when you're single, you're cooking for yourself, you're shopping for yourself, you have a lot of control over your life. And about maybe 3/4 of the way into my weight loss journey, I got married. And so life changed and I had to pivot, but I definitely kept on going and I still had weight to lose and continued and finished my weight loss journey as a married person. And then I became a mom. And, I am definitely not one of those people who say, oh, moms have it so much harder, because there's really no point in living with an excuse of, well, my life would be so much easier and my weight loss would be so much easier if only my work situation was different, or if I didn't have these kids, or if my husband's job was different, or if my finances were different. Because truthfully, it's not easier just because when you're single than it is when you're a mom. It's different. The challenges are different, but there are positives and negatives to both. However, there's a reality of when you go into a different life season of needing to learn, how do I navigate this life season with the goals that I have in mind? And so when I became a mom, that was a whole new season, a whole new landscape of navigating weight loss and weight maintenance. And so for me, I had a whole lot to learn. I had to learn that just because my child was eating French fries, I didn't have to eat them. I had to learn that just because maybe he was celebrating with ice cream, that I need to celebrate with ice cream. Both of our first 2 children were adopted internationally. And so they were about 3 years old. And so, at 3 years old, they're eating the chicken nuggets and the pizza and the ice cream. And I had to learn how to navigate that stuff being around and not participating in it. I had to learn that, as a parent, you constantly feel like you're sacrificing all the time. And so, typically when they go to bed, there's sometimes this urge to, self-medicate, right? Or just like comfort yourself in some way with ice cream or something like that. And so I definitely walked through those things and had to relearn what my health and what my patterns looked like now as a mom. And so through that time, my weight went up probably about 15 pounds, which actually was probably a healthy thing for me. I'm like 6 foot tall. I'm pretty broad. So 140 pounds was pretty small for me. So gaining an additional 15 pounds was probably an okay thing. I had people at some points when I weighed 140 being like, are you okay? Do you have like a disorder? I did not. But that was just kind of where my pattern took me. But anyway, so then when I became a mom, I had to learn those things. And I stayed at that, maybe 15-pound, more healthy weight range for me for about 3 or 4 years. And then I got pregnant and we had our first biological child. And anyone who has had a baby knows that obviously you gain weight. And so when you come off of, being pregnant, you have some weight to lose. And unless you're one of those freakishly blessed people who just like falls right off. So I had about 20 pounds to lose. And I was like, yes, here we go. No problem. And then I got pregnant again right away. We found out like 4 months after our daughter was born that we were expecting our son. And so I had no time to really get that weight off before I started, growing another human. And when you're not supposed to be trying to lose weight. And so there went, another 9 months of having another baby. And then that weight gain from baby number 2 now was compacted upon the weight gain that I wasn't able to lose from baby number 1 because there was no time. And so then I found myself really with about 40 pounds that I needed to lose. And this was a little shaking for me because it had been, 10 or 11 years since I had initially lost that 212 pounds. And I hadn't been in a place where I needed to, lose a significant amount of weight again. Now, 40 pounds is obviously nothing compared to 212, but it still is a lot. And I remember just sitting there and thinking, oh my gosh, like, what are you going to do? You've got to get this 40 pounds off. You cannot go back to this way of living. And I was really enticed by some, fad diets that were out there because I didn't want to mess around with the extra weight. I wanted to get it off quick. And so, you see pictures of people before and after when they've been doing these different fad diets. And so I said, I'm just going to do one of these and I'm going to get this weight off quick. And then I'll return to like my healthy ways. And, I actually tried it. I tried some of these fad diets and they were not working for me. They were not. And I'm excited to do some reviews for you here in the upcoming future on those diets because a lot of people fall prey to them. And even sometimes when they work, they aren't sustainable. And so that's not really working. If something isn't sustainable, even if it works for that small period of time, I wouldn't call that working. But they didn't work for me. And my friend said, Tiffany, you know how to lose weight. You've done this. Are you doing the same things that you did the first time you lost the 200 pounds? I said, no. And she said, well, why don't you try it? Thank God for friends. And so I did. I went back to tracking my nutrition. I went back to maintaining a calorie budget. I went back to moving my body and taking the expectations off of, you need to lose 2 pounds every week. You need to lose 2 pounds every week. I stopped weighing myself and I said, I'm just going to do the things that I've done in the past. I'm going to employ them. I'm going to kind of put blinders on. I'm not going to look at the scale. I'm not going to look at this or that. And I'm just going to keep doing consistently the things that I know are right. And as I did those, about a year and a half later, the 40 pounds was gone. I had lost lots of body fat percentage. I had gained muscle mass and had done it. And so I have been through, both scenarios of being extremely overweight and needing to be in a pattern of weight loss for 2.5 years. And then I've been in the pattern of maybe having 40 pounds to lose, post having babies and needing to lose that. And both times I employed the exact same tactics. And that's one of the things that I'm so passionate about of sharing on this channel is how to lose weight in a way that's realistic and sustainable, because I know that it's not this euphemous unicorn out there of just not being able to figure out how to do it. It's actually very simple. And so that's what I share on my channel. And so what about today? Now that I, had lost the 40 pounds, where am I at today? Well, first, if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, I highly encourage you to do that because I'm going to be sharing lots of proven weight loss truths continually in the upcoming weeks. But today, I really don't have a goal weight, to tell you the truth. I'm not exactly where I think I will end up, and I want to continue to become more fit. And yeah, I think that there's still some fat loss that I would like to do, but I have no idea. I don't really have a goal weight in mind. I just know that I'm going to continue to employ the same habits that I've always employed, tracking my nutrition and moving my body and being realistic and honest with where I'm at and what I'm doing, and is what I'm doing going to get me to where I want to go. And as long as I'm doing that, it's really a surprise where my body's going to take me. I don't have a weight goal. I really have goals of things that I want to accomplish, right? With my family, there are hikes that I want to take them on. There are races that I want to complete. And that's really where I set my focus and set my goals. And where my body takes me and what it ends up looking like, that's going to be a surprise that I'm excited to find out. I just want to get stronger and more fit and enjoy the life that I have. And that's really where I'm at today. And so this is what I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about freeing people up to see that it can be done. It doesn't have to be done in a way that's extreme. That's why I wrote my program, the 4-week intensive. It's 4 weeks where it literally shows you this is exactly what I did. This is exactly how I did it. And it addresses the mental component of weight loss that is so necessary, because weight loss transformation is not just about getting the right information. It's about having a transformation of the way that you think, because the way that you think is what drives the actual actions that you do, the actions of eating, the actions of fitness, the actions of binging, the actions of, falling back into old patterns. And so that mental component of weight loss has to be addressed if there's going to be lasting transformation. And that's what I share in my course. I also have collective groups where I give people a tribe of women or men that come together and say, okay, we're going to do this thing together for a period of 12 weeks. And I'm their personal coach at that time. I review their nutrition journals and I meet with them as a group 1 hour every week for 12 weeks. And it is a powerful, powerful experience. So if you are interested in any of that, I highly suggest that you would check out my website, www.confidencecurrency.co. And I'm so looking forward to sharing some new content coming up. I've been loving sharing my story, but I'm ready to share. I have reviews on diets that I want to share. I have a lot of things that I want to weigh in that are out there that people have questions about, like, can I eat carbs? Should I be using any sort of fake sugars? What about intermittent fasting? And then I want to do some reviews on different popular workout places like Orange Theory or CrossFit, things like that. So I hope if you have enjoyed this and you're interested in content like that, or if you want to lose weight in a way that is realistic and sustainable, hit that subscribe button, and I look forward to seeing you real soon.